Hey, how's it going? I don't know that I'm going to be talking about anything that is a show, but I might. So, it is dark in here, in the room. I gotta turn on more light because I don't think that's really visible well. Hold on. I'll just be over here. Alright. Okay, I'm back. So I pulled some cards, and this is going to be kind of a long one, but it kind of is along with the theme that I've been talking about for a while. But there's a new side to it, let's say. I really had this whole angry woman thing sort of brewing, not very much in my background. But it's not just me, like it's the whole angry woman after having to live centuries in the man's world, and it's like, well, it's not like this. For me, it is that I'm over it. I am like done with the way things have been done forever. I'm done with the way that women are treated and infantilized and diminished in every way possible, when that's probably the opposite of what's actually driving the treatment. Like, it's like, I think more of a fear of being outdone somehow. Like, as a man by a woman, it's just unacceptable. And that, the problem with that is, okay, fine, but why does it mean you have to, like, make the entirety of being a woman hell because you feel small? That's oversimplifying the matter, but I think it pretty well encapsulates it, too. And that's not the only arena where we human beings do that shit. We do the opposite of what we say the opposite of what we mean all the time. And then the actions follow. Like, I think we do stuff because we feel obligated to for some reason. Like, society makes it hard not to. There's, if someone tries to step out of conformity, it just causes such a ripple of dissonance, and it just like it just disconnects things. Like, people don't know what to do, or they have a limited number of reactions or things that they'll do in a situation if it goes out of the norm. And so, I know I'm not the only woman feeling this way, and it's so complex. It's like race, trying to, like, discover or discuss or describe the finities or the fine details of some aspect of race to someone that's of a different one. Everybody has, like, such deeply ingrained ideas and conditioning and programming and all this influence, and none of it amounts to actual FaceTime with a person of a different race, for example. Like, people can talk and talk and talk, but if they have not had the experience, they don't know what they're talking about. So it's the same with women, and it's a different experience for every woman. And it's not just the men we have to contend with, it's each other, which is just, I think that's just self-defeating. Like, don't we all have it hard enough without making it hard on each other as women? But also, by extension, people. Like, there's enough of us definitely doing stuff to make life harder for people. So I don't understand why you wouldn't want to do the things, whatever possible, to make that situation stop happening. Instead, people, I guess, make the choice of joining the side of making everyone else miserable. Either way, like, nothing lasts forever. Like, if you go for, like, I'm not going to be miserable, I'm going to have what I want, and people are going to treat me the way I want to be treated, or else. You can only do that for so long before the people receiving the ill treatment are going to be like, look, enough. So, the angry woman has just been in my head, and I got a new caregiver, and she's a Trumper. I am not. But on every other level, we get along. So far, I've only had her here one day. I can tell it's not going to be easy. I can tell that neither of us want to be told anything by anyone else anymore about what we think. And so, you know, I just say stuff. I just say what I'm thinking. So I'm talking to her about the angry woman thing, and I've had some stuff going on, some like really disruptive and destructive things happening in my personal life, and it just sort of, you know, even my impulse is to go, what did I do to make this start happening? And we will look on at each other's lives and go, if something is not right, if something bad is happening to you, some kind of misfortune, we will look without knowing stuff, without knowing details and things. We will look on the other person having the hard time and think, karma's getting them, and be sort of misunderstanding what they're saying there, because karma does not come back to get you, to punish you. Karma is in your life because before your life began and you were planning your life, you planned to have this particular karma happen in your life so you could experience it. So you wanted this. This is what... It's one of those things that has been deeply buried in everyone's memory. And so it's not a punishment, and that's kind of hard to keep sight of when you're in the middle of something that's just sending your life off the rails. So that has kind of been my experience lately, and we were talking about that, and I'm like, on top of like all of the other stuff that you have to contend with as a woman, this, like, great, you know, but I was explaining that to her, and she kind of didn't get it at first until we were just out and about, and she saw it's absolutely things of a similar nature have happened to this woman. But we went out, and I was trying to troubleshoot this problem that I have, and I had to go to various agencies and talk to various people, and it's something I've been dealing with for a few months now. So again, over it, and it is something that is not my karma, except for, I guess I wanted to have this experience of my life going along okay. But then, like, almost immediately after I extricate myself from one problem, this problem that was ongoing in the background decides to just start asserting itself willy-nilly in my life, and just, it's a mess, basically. So we're chasing down all this stuff and not really getting great answers. And so she got to see what I call the things that make you the angry woman. And I want to be clear, it doesn't mean that I'm just screaming and yelling and breaking shit, you know, like, it's not that. It's just like the compound nature of slights or things that, like, for some reason you can't do, or you can't do them without a lot of difficulty, Or there's all kinds of people with opinions and orders and things that they feel like you have to hear it. It's like, in most cases, not only do I not have to hear it, you really don't have any business over here saying it to me. But that's what people think they can do. They can think they can just walk up. Like if you're fat, people think they're telling you something you don't know, and they'll yell across the street, "Hey, fatty," or "You're fat." Like, yeah, we know. And you know what? We're this way for a reason. So why are you picking on me? That's kind of veers into a whole other area of social interaction, I guess, but unwanted. But that is the life of a woman. You have to hear things you don't want to hear, you have no appetite for, you have no... It's just like offensive rainfall. You can't really stop it or get out of the way of it. And you just kind of have to let it happen and deal with it. And look at the look on my face. Does it look like I'm happy about it? That's the general feel in those situations. But after months and months, well, years really, of things happening that I was like, it wasn't all happening to me because I was a woman, but because I'm a woman, the way that I was able to deal with things and people, including other women, just would not go smoothly. And so it just became, a very frustrating routine of like being in a maze with no exit kind of thing. But you realize that you go through these periods for a while, and then eventually it passes. And while you're in it, here, going back to the cognizance of the fact that this basically was all a plan, and the not remembering, or the remembering that comes later, before you remember, or even after, you're still going through the experience, right? And one of the things that I feel like we're expected to do while we're having, especially these difficult ones, where we're presented with so many opportunities to behave badly, is to gracefully and calmly make our way through the difficulty, and if anything, go through it with like a high vibration or a good attitude, and then also do whatever good you can do at the same time. But that is like the job, that is life. I think I was brought up Catholic, so that's where I get my golden rule stuff from, but it's pretty generalized across the world, throughout every kind of religion you're going to come across. For the most part, there's some part of it that's going to be about, treating each other decently, or better than decently. Like, even when the person you're witnessing having a hard time needs what you have like the last of yours of, and you just give it to them anyway, that is points. Okay, I call it points. You can go religious with it, but either way, what it does is like you're banking goodwill, and it's better than banking ill will, like banking resentment and stuff that people can hold against you and be angry with you about. If you do things where people can do nothing but be like, "Oh my God, thank you," like grateful for it, or find no fault with, then you're doing good. And it's less about you impressing the other person. If at all, it's really not about that, except for if the impression you leave is, this is a good way to act, and what I might have been planning to do, not so much, might have gotten me into some kind of trouble. Like, this is an example that is like a decent one to maybe follow. That's entirely up to the person at the moment, in whatever they're going through. And so it's been very difficult to maintain a state of grace with everybody telling me, no, you can't do this, and no, I can't help you, and no, I don't know what you can do, and you can't, I'm not going to let you finish telling me, like, and that's another thing, just trying to get something out, and it's important, so you might be kind of passionate or emotional about it, and I swear so much, I mean, I don't know if this is every woman, but for me, so many times, people are focusing more about my emotional state than the words coming out of my mouth, and that drives me crazy. Like, who cares if I'm turning red or breathing some kind of way? It's because what I have to say is upsetting. Shut up and let me tell you so that you can help or so you can understand why I'm this way. But it's like the little lady doesn't really know what she's talking about. I'm just going to tell her. It's like, you can't tell me it's going to be okay or to calm down or, try to placate me about something you don't even know what I'm upset about. Why don't you shut up and listen? That's the angry woman. But the angry woman can't just be out. She just has to be living in there. And then, there's another part of me that wants nothing to do with her. Wants nothing to do with all that stress and anxiety and angst and anger. Like, no, that is not the real me. And really, I don't think it's the real any of us. But here, on this plane of existence, we get to be all of those things all over each other just to see what that feels like. I think that is the thing. So, as all of this is sort of crystallizing, and one part of my life that has been sort of a routine and a constant for almost 5 years came to an end, and there's feelings and stuff about that, but then there was this other thing that's been ongoing, like sort of in the background, that's, like I said, becoming more aggressive in my life. And that's what I've been having to deal with everything I was saying before. But I got through all of that and got some information finally, found the person I need to speak to find the keys to what I need to do to get myself out of the predicament. Now I have to take a couple of days off. Got to take some days off. I can only do the bureaucratic phone calls a little bit, but then I have to jump right back in there on Monday because it's very important. Like, it's entanglement in my life is disruptive, and it needs to be fixed. It needs to be reconciled, and so I can have my peace back. But it's looking like I'm going to be able to do that. And so the cards I pulled, first I pulled some cards this morning just for myself. And they were all so good. I was like, well, this can't be like what I've been feeling, what I'm talking about with the angry woman. Like, they're so optimistic. So I got this card, 0110. They don't have pictures. This is the Angel Numbers Oracle deck. And this one says belief system. Go after what you want. Unique, destiny, inspiration, talents, gifts, appreciation, and gratitude. You're blessed with talents and skills that make it easy for you to stand out from the crowd. Embrace what makes you different. That's your path to success. Your dreams will soon come true. It is hard to remember that I'm clear, basically, of all of that stuff I was going through. Like, things are on the upswing now, so I read that and I was like, really? Are you sure this is for me? And, okay, so here's the next one. 22. Feminine forces. The angry woman. relationships, balance, prosperity, efficiency, patience, humility. I just want to say that sounds like me moving from the rocky period, like, to the plateau where I'm like, okay, that's over, moving into the next stage. You can do everything by yourself, but life is to be shared. Partner up with the right spirit and you'll become a force. Honor commitments and people around. Don't judge, listen. I mean, I could be talking to myself. I could be talking about everybody I talked about already. I really think it could all apply to all of that, but the balance part with all of the twos, that resonates with me because the life that I had been living, I felt so out of balance and kind of out of control, and I guess I didn't realize what a control freak I was because I live with a cat. Like, I don't have any people that I'm struggling against because I'm a control freak. But I do like my balance in my life, you know, like, I have my own emotional self to contend with living life, so that's already enough. Like, that's a lot already. And then when another party is inserted, I don't think I have to explain to people how kind of disruptive that is if you're a single person where everything's already locked down and smooth and everything has a place where it goes, and, you know, stuff gets done a certain way, and then somebody else comes along and they're like, well, I got my way of doing stuff too, and I'm the man. And I'm like, wow. So but we're not going to talk about that whole business. So here was the next card, 1313, starting fresh. I mean, they kind of are like going right along with my life here. And remember, I pulled these from my personal self. This is not like I mean, it is now, but that's not why I pulled them for, like, the public sharing. So, starting fresh. Step out of your comfort zone. You're about to create something meaningful. All your skills and talents will bring you auspicious profits. Build up your confidence and trust in your decisions. I mean, you kind of got to tell yourself that every day anyway, and just as a human being, because the world is rough, you know? The world is kind of rough on us. Encouragement, goals, foundations, creative ventures, communication. Well, all things that you kind of have to do when you're starting fresh, like on a new venture, you know, you have a whole new array of things to align with, to like make part of your life anew. Make a new part of your life. Okay, here's the next one. So, reset, it's going to say that, but it's like an odometer, you know. But also, like, I have to say, from a Kalina Malmar video that I was watching, she was talking about how in some photographs she's kind of transparent, and people had seen the pictures from one of her trips to Egypt where this phenomena was happening in people's photographs. So when they came home, they were like, I mean, like, they knew she was in the picture because they took it and they were there, and then they bring it home and it's like she's barely visible. So I obviously did not get to see that, but people watching are members and pay for, like, extra stuff, so they saw it. I am not in the position to pay for that, so I just get the word of mouth. But apparently it's because her vibration is so high that she's becoming part of another dimension, basically in front of our eyes. Like, she said she was being absorbed by the cosmic matrix. Yeah. I suppose I could link the video, or at least put her name, Kalina Malnar. She's on YouTube. I'll try to remember to link a video, but I have a lot more to say here, so yeah, this is probably going to be a long one. So, limitless potential. Odometer reset. The zeros, though, sorry, I'm just going in a circle here. Here's some keywords from the card. Reset, relaxation, unknown surrender, finish line, success, victory. Okay, and now we're moving to the next thing, right? It serves as a timely reminder that anything can be accomplished. If you can dream it, there's no reason you can't make it a reality. If something is in the possession of another person, it is also available to you, so try to remain calm. What's meant for you won't pass you by. Let go of tension, relax. And that goes back to what I was saying about calming down in those situations that get you, like, really, riled up. 11, my favorite number. Wish come true. Moderation, patience, flowing, self-realization, manipulation, gateway, taking action. Those are the keywords. You're in for a lucky break. It may come as happy news, experience, new opportunities, or an exciting acquaintance. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time. It is not a coincidence, but a gift from fate. There are a lot of days coming up this month that were supposed to be like a big deal. It's in case you're not watching it on the day that this was released, it is 6/5 or something, so like the 5th or 6th of June, and 2025. Why did I start talking about that? Oh, right, the auspicious days. So, like the 4th and the 14th, or the 5th and the 14th, they're supposed to be a big deal in this time of, I guess some pretty crazy Donald Trump, Elon Musk stuff happened today. Some fiery words, some exchanges were fired across social media. So yeah, 6/5 or 6/6/6/25. That's the day. Well, you know what? I can find out the actual date. I'm playing some sneaky music down here. So yeah, it would have been the 5th. Because is it after midnight? Come on, it is after midnight. So yes, it would have been the 5th of June that the swords came out. The coverage online, at least, is hilarious. Anyway, back to my reading. This is the final one of the angel cards. So all those 5s, I don't know if you're aware, but generally numerology, tarot, oracle cards, angel numbers, 5s are normally about change. This may say something a little different. So the subtitle on this one is Clarity. Great transformation, major changes, opportunity, fast-paced forward process. I don't know if it means a process the past, or if it is a process, or you just got a process that you're moving into the new stage. Maybe it's all a part of, the same cloth. Sorry about that. Here's what the card says. You aren't a victim. You aren't a victim of circumstance. Rather, you are the beneficiary of it. If that weren't the case, life would be pretty dull. You will set yourself up for success in the long run if you're willing to adapt to this shift. Everything is working out for the best. At long last, you are accomplishing what you set out to do. Everything will work out perfectly in the end. You know, the thing about that, I mean, this is talking about a lot of change, like moving into like a new reality. And everything will work out the way it was meant to, because we may not necessarily remember what we set up, going forward after each event of karma is fulfilled or lived, or I'm not sure how that's tallied up, but why do I keep forgetting? Come on now. Oh yes. So as usual, especially when you're like praying and asking for something, it most likely is not going to appear in your life. Like you may be granted whatever you're wishing for, but it most likely is not going to look like what you were thinking of when you were asking. Like it's going to come up in like divine timing, and it's going to be some kind of kooky way that God picked out for things to take place. Okay, so those were like my cards, and then I was like, okay, because I was thinking about other stuff, like personal stuff, when I pulled those, and I really had to like clear the slate and go meditate and go outside and like just dip my brain in a different reality. So these are the cards that I picked for like a general reading, and here's the sun. And so the sun representing like a new day, the dawn of a new day, after like whatever happened yesterday is over. That those events, like just what I was talking about, like the things that happen in your life that, boy, am I glad that's over. Not necessarily terrible, but sometimes you just like, I don't know, maybe you have a work project for 3 months and you're like, thank God that's over. That kind of thing. So, this next one, Page of Swords. Now you're free, you have all these ideas, and you're free to pick whatever you want. You can basically, I don't know, pick what you want. I feel like it's a happy, upbeat card. She's all barefoot and fancy-free, Francie. Here's a death card, and I have to consult the book because it made sense earlier in a certain way. I want to remind myself what the heck was I thinking. Give me a moment. Wait, what number is it? 13. The death card shows a skeleton clad in black armor atop a white horse. 3 people beg to be spared by death, but death is inevitable. Yeah, that is a true thing. People don't want to die, like they're afraid, or I think that's usually the reason is fear, because if you're not afraid, you don't care if you're going to die. Anyway, death in this instance should not be literally taken as the end of life. It signifies the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one, just like similarly with the sun. It indicates transformation of the individual to a new state of being. This is so weird. I am confused by, I don't know what happened earlier. Like, I pulled the cards and then I couldn't find them, and I was like, wait a minute, because I started to do it with I started to do this with an oracle deck, and then I was like, oh, maybe I should do this with tarot cards. But I remember like the Rider Waite style tarot with the horned goat, and he's got the chain to the naked people, but it's loose chain, and there's all this symbolism in that, and I'm like, what deck is that? I don't have that. I mean, I have that deck, but I didn't use it. So I'm wondering, like, why was my brain oh, I guess that's something I should be paying attention to. My brain was showing me these other images. But yeah, death, obviously the end of a cycle, but the people chained loosely is what is in my head for some reason, and I think it's about, like, I guess what I was saying, just feeling like I'm so glad that's over. I can't wait to move into the next thing. And then I got the Fool card, which is, it came out upside down, and I don't normally read reversals because they just don't, it's not that I don't read them, they just haven't happened. So this one did today. And the Fool is like, when you go into something, like starting out your life and you're young and naive. And I felt like this upside down was like, I was saying earlier, I'm over it. Like, I've learned stuff. I'm not this young, dumb child anymore. Like, I've seen some things. I've been through some stuff. And, I'm over it. That's what I was getting is with it. That's why it was upside down. It was like, okay, kind of the thrill is gone, or at least, like I said, the naivete. So, the thing that was just happening, it's over. You're footloose and fancy free. You got all these ideas, but you're also like still, I guess, somewhat of the Fool is in you, but you have learned a thing. Like I said, you've gotten some experience. And then the Star. I don't know if I kept going with the book, but I think I might. So, okay, night or day, she's got the energy of the Star. So let me read here what it says. Oh yeah, what number is it? Okay. Now I guess I did look at this earlier because I remember I thought it was 7 and oh, here's the Devil. Oh, it's not. Oh, that's what it is. I was confusing the Devil with the Death card. But I had gotten stuck on here. Why did I get stuck on here? I don't know. I guess I already talked about it, so I'm just going to leave it at that. That's why I was like, why does this look wrong? So I didn't have a different deck. It was just a different card. But this book is for a different deck. Like, this book is for the Rider Waite looking tarot. Anyway, the Star is symbolic of renewal, faith, and spirituality. It shows a naked woman pouring water out of 2 vessels to continue the natural cycle of fertility. Of being productive, let's say. There's a large star in the background with 7 smaller stars, each of which representing the chakras. The star represents a time of personal growth as one develops a renewed appreciation for their blessings. Well, renewed appreciation for the blessings implies that you've had the appreciation before. So night and day, anytime that star energy is at hand, like it's available to us. We just have to hearken back to it and reach for it, you know? 5 of Cups. This is like I feel like a dip in the road, just like a distraction, because this person has their attention on one cup that's sort of mesmerizingly down in this hole. I guess it's mesmerizing because you can't take your eyes off of it. It looks like an egg in a nest, but the other 5 bowls or the other 4 bowls, I should say, are around her. Are they? Yes, they are. Sorry. Let's consult the book. Come on. 5 of Cups symbolizes disappointment and regret with an unexpected outcome. It indicates the need to move on. So, like I said, a hiccup, a setback. But, you know, you're not broken, and it's not the end, because here is the final card, the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, this indicates you got a handful of the big coin. This indicates that you've gotten past whatever the hiccup was. And the root system there indicates to me that you have something that you can plant, like a seed, and it will have like a seasonal harvest. Like you'll be able to harvest again and again. So it is, I guess, generational riches. And maybe it's that positive outcome. And what did it say on the angel card about? Something about auspicious winnings or something like that. But the reading was already pointing to going through some crap, basically, and coming through it fine, and realizing you can get through it fine, and eventually, you know, receiving the reward for all of the hard work. So I'm not going to find that exact card, since I just said basically what I was going to look for it to show. So that is where the angry woman is now, I guess. That's where she's at. And I think that's good, though. And the reason why, I guess, to be talking about this is because the rise of women is on. Like I said, we are possibly very over it. Over it, but we learned all of the stuff along the way, and when we're in charge, things are going to be different. Things are going to be better. And it's not just going to be women, it's going to be young people too, because they have that bright energy. And I hate to include myself, but I guess I'm of the generation of people that have been around. I don't really have the power to screw things up really bad with the environment. Like, I don't have a jet or anything like that, but, you know, I feel like younger people are going to get to a point in growing up as the years progress where they're going to look back at people like me and people older than me and go, "You have screwed up our world." Believe me, though, I have been I've been a good girl. I've been picking up my trash and keeping clean and recycling and reusing, and I'm with you. Believe me, 100%. I mean, I'm a bicycle person. I am with you. Like, it has gotten screwed up, and for all of the wrong reasons, for profit and, you know, yanking oil out of the earth, when people don't understand that we are the children that the earth has bred. I mean, we came from space stuff, but so did the earth. Like, the earth is basically a snowball of earth stuff that grew into this planet that grows all different ways all over and feeds all of its beings and visiting beings. You know, it's like this planet does a lot of work, and we're its offspring, and we're terrible, bad, matricidal children. Like, what are we doing to our literal kind of Earth mother and home? Now we women are. There used to be a commercial. I think it was a margarine commercial, but it tasted like butter, and so the person would eat the margarine, if I'm remembering this correctly, but they'd eat the margarine and go, this tastes as good as butter, and then like lightning would crack behind them or flash behind them, and the voiceover would say, blah blah product is good, but don't mess with Mother Nature, or something like that. So that's what just popped into my head. But yeah, like, kind of the angry woman. You have, like, pooped where you eat, basically. Yeah, we've pooped where we eat. That's not sanitary. Thank you, and good night.